So I get asked all the time what it's like to work with your partner, and um, every other person on the planet would probably be like, "Yeah, it's easy, no worries, it's fine." Rah, 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 rah." But like it has its challenges, right? So we've got a 3-year-old and we have a 5-year-old, and M's office is just there, and I'm here. So like you're in the same house as someone all the time. So one thing that I would probably highly recommend is that you actually have like different locations that you go to. Would be great. One thing that works for us is like Emma effectively runs Insightful, the agency now, and she builds like 100 plus sites a year. She's got a team of 10 to 15 people that she manages. And together we build the processes and the systems and so forth. And like she crushes and does a great job. And then I run the ecom circle and I kind of work between both brands. But I think in terms of how do you make it work, I think for us, the biggest thing has always been that it's not even about us, right? So we we built the business, both businesses together because we lived in Roxburgh Park. So for those of you that don't know Victoria, Roxburgh Park is like just a suburb in the suburbs, outer suburbs, and it's a shithole. And we're like, oh, we want to move here because at the time we didn't have kids, right? And we're like, we want to move to the country. And Emma was like really clear about that as soon as we met. She's like, I want to move to like, I've got a horse and da 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 da. And I'm like, all right, looks like I'm becoming a farmer if I want to stay with her. Anyway, we did it recently, right? So I think we always had the end goal in mind that we wanted the beautiful property and with more land and in a great area. And, like now our kids go to an amazing school, an amazing kindergarten. We hit that. And I think that that's probably one of the biggest things that you need when working with your partner. We're like, what is your shared big picture goal? We live in $1 million house. We have very expensive cars. We have great friends. We have great family. We have healthy kids. So all these things, and there's the fly in the way. There's all these things that we're doing to get there, like this hard work and the good people and some of the dickheads we deal with, they pay the bills to get to that point, right? So it doesn't need to be you go to work every day and it's bliss and it's wonderful and da, da, da. Like life's not like that. So I think if I was to share tips and stuff with people though, it's really important that you have very clear delineation on who does what, right? Because the last thing you want to be is like, I don't want her being my boss at work. I don't want to be her boss at work. Like we're our own people. And, so you go, you're responsible for this, you're responsible for those outcomes, you're responsible for these problems, and I'm responsible for this and da 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 da. And we come together when we have, things that need solving together. I think that's a good way to do it. Because you see a lot, right? I mean, it's the very traditional that, a lady will work with the business with the man and blah, blah, blah. And then, you hear about like, I work with my husband and he's a dickhead, or we got divorced and now he's got the business and I got to start again. And, like it gets pretty messy. So even thinking about that, at least, I think that together as people, as a couple, as people who want to build a business, just going like, I do this, I run that, I own this, that's my own thing. I think that's just really important that everyone should do. So I'm rambling a bit now, but if there's any other takeaways that I would give to people as well, it would be that I think it's super important that when you're not at work, like as much as you can, don't talk about work unless you're really passionate about it. Don't get me wrong, we talk a lot about work, but it becomes very consuming as well. So, yeah, hope that adds some value to you guys that work with your partners. If you have any questions or if you work with your partner, throw your comments in the chat and, share some of your wisdom with us as well.